Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from PaulGaleNetwork.com, and thank you for joining me today for video game news. It is June 8th, 2021, and these are the top stories of the day. To kick things off, Super Nintendo World is back open for business in Japan, and I am stoked. I'm very happy for Nintendo and Universal Studios because this park means a lot to me. This is my childhood dream come true. You know, as a kid, teenager, person in his young 20s, I always wanted something like this to come to fruition. And now, as a 37-year-old male with a wife and 2 kids of my own, going to a place like this seems delightful. Now, I do plan on eventually going to Japan one day and experiencing this park. However, the reality is, I'm going to have this experience 20 miles from my house because Universal Studios Hollywood and its Super Nintendo World Park should be open hopefully by 2022's end. So I might end up going to the California one first. Of course, Florida is also getting one, so that would be an easier trip to make it to than Japan. But regardless, I hope that if you are able to go to this park now, that you have a blast. So far from people posting online, those that have gone, those that have shared their experiences on YouTube, it seems like a true joy, and I just hope that if you go, have fun. Feel free to leave a comment below. And hopefully I'll be able to give you my own hands-on feedback of the park. But it is back open. You know, it was supposed to open in July of last year. Ended up having a soft launch in 2021. And then it's had a couple of times of, being closed and reopened again as the pandemic spikes and cases pop up more. So even though the park is open, it's not at its full capacity of how many people it could handle. And you have to be cautious when it comes to masks and social distancing and stuff, but still should be a really good time. All right, next up, Playdate. We covered this on the channel a while ago, and this is like a 15-minute video, so I'm not going to play the whole thing, but Playdate is a new handheld device that is now getting an updated video on its website and on its YouTube video here, where we're getting a look at some more games. They've updated the internal memory to having 4 gigs. It's going to come with 24 titles. It's a handheld device. It's an interesting handheld device. This isn't, from Nintendo. It's not a Game Boy. It's not a DS. It's not a Nintendo Switch. It's being retailed for close to $200. You can get it for $180. I'm going to skip around to a couple of different parts in the video so you get to see what makes it unique.
We've got some amazing stuff to talk about today. So sit back, relax, and let's get cranking.
Hey friends, I'm Cable, and I get to talk about a cool new surprise thing because, well, I love doing that. While it's not necessarily going to change the world, it's pretty cool. Are you ready? This is the first Playdate accessory. We call it the Playdate Stereo.
So the system has a screen on it, has a B and an A button, a D-pad, and what really makes it unique is the thing's got a crank on it. A crank that is a part of the gameplay experience as you're playing.
Brings those great songs to your pocket.
Now I'm going to reveal the Husky chest. Scratches here. Sasquatch lights in the night.
I'd like to give you a little bit of a gameplay showing of it. And what you could possibly expect. If you're interested, you really should visit Playdate's website or their YouTube channel and check out the whole video itself. Usually Nintendo, I have found, has been the most creative, pioneering, influential video game developer, hardware manufacturer in the industry. From D-pad to 4 face button layout, analog stick, rumble technology in controllers, and so forth, touchscreen gaming. They pioneer new advancements in technology. They combine video games and toys into one and create new experiences. Motion control. So when somebody else out there is creating something new and unique, even with that cube attachment that you saw earlier, something outside the
All
box,
you need is a web browser.
I say
Graphics,
it's worth checking out.
simple scripting language.
It offers a little bit different of an experience.
Narrative stories, super easy.
You know, this isn't a handheld device that will compete with your 3DS or your Nintendo Switch in the way that, you know, PlayStation introduced with the PSP or the Vita, or Sega back in the day with the Game Gear or the Nomad in comparison to the Game Boy.
Thank you.
This is something very different. So if you're looking for an interesting video game experience that's kind of not the norm, that it's not just going to be, the same games that you could get, but just with a little bit different of a controller layout or visual experience, then this could be for you.
Don't worry, Playdate shouldn't sell out on pre-order day. I'm talking to you every step of the way.
Here's a hint. Playdate fits right there. There's an A button, B button.
Here's a good video.
Bluetooth, USB-C, all the hits.
Wait, what's that thing?
That's the crank.
Seriously, what is it?
The crank. You crank it like this. It can control the game. It's fun. Now look at this. The display, extremely high resolution.
Is there a backlight?
No, but the screen is super reflective. You can even play it by candlelight.
Really?
Maybe. Playdate was dreamed up by this company called Panic. They're in Portland. They love making things. And this is the first time they've made hardware. So they got a little help from this company called Huge Engineering. They're over in Stockholm. This guy named Jesper came up with the idea for the crank.
Okay, so who makes the games?
Some people you've heard of, some people you haven't.
You are so mysterious. I love it. So what are these new games they're working on?
That's the best part. You won't know what you're getting, not until they Wi-Fi themselves into your Playdate. You know that feeling when...
That's a great feeling.
And that's what Playdate is all about. A game appears, and then a week later, you get a new one. It's like a season of TV.
A mystery surprise.
So Panic is delivering this content in seasons.
12 weeks, 24 games, all season long. You and her and that guy over there, and everyone else will be enjoying these
As I said earlier, the first season, 24 games over a 12-week period of time.
So, what do you think?
All right, I'll do it.
Great. Ready?
It won't be for everyone,
And you can also get the Snap-on dock.
but I like when
to hold your pen.
companies literally think outside the box and create new play experiences. You know, it's one of those things that, you know, shifting gears a little bit from this Playdate device to Intellivision. My good friend Tommy Tallarico has taken over the company and plans on coming out with the Intellivision Amico in 2022. So that should be a fun, different experience where every game on the system is going to be made for it. It will be all in the E category, E for everyone, so you're not going to have mature titles, T-rated games. It won't be for everyone. It won't be for all next-gen console owners, whether it's Nintendo Switch Plus, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 5. It's not in that category. It's a different category. Some will say it's not for me. Some first-time video game family owners will want a device where they know I could play it around the TV. It's simplified controls, fun, good graphics, lots of software on it, and every single title on that game system is safe for my children to experience. That's going to be more than just the niche, I think. I hope, at least, because, you know, there is room for more than the big three in the industry. Can anyone else get as successful as them? That's debatable, but you don't have to be as successful in that market. You could be very successful in its own market. So Playdate, congratulations on trying something new. Panic, I wish you luck. July, things go up for pre-order, and let's see what the system is actually like once it does come out, but good luck. All right, moving on today. E3 posted today. Morning coffee and a Capcom announcement is a beautiful start to a Tuesday. Hashtag E3 2021. Join us for the Capcom showcase at E3 2021 for news on our latest games lineup, including the great Ace Attorney Chronicles, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Monster Hunter Rise, Resident Evil Village. And here's a little video from Capcom.
Are you ready to catch up on the latest from Capcom? Hi, I'm Rachel Querico, aka Seltzer, and I'll be your guide for the Capcom showcase at this year's all-virtual E3. Join me on the E3 portal or on one of these links on Monday, June 14 at 2:30 p.m. Pacific. I'm super pumped for all the highlights, and I cannot wait to share everything with you soon.
Capcom's always going to be one of my favorite developers in the video game industry. And not just because of this. You might remember, or maybe you're new to the channel and this is new to you, but, a little bit side story. Capcom put me in Street Fighter 4 back in 2009. I was in communication with them in 2008, May, June. They told me they're going to make me a digital character in a background stage in Street Fighter 4. So I got my face scanned, front, side, other side, and they invited me to the Hollywood launch party, red carpet premiere, VIP section up top at the Street Fighter 4 event in February of 2009, and then boom, Street Fighter 4 came out. And there I am. There's me right here, the actual me, and there's the digital version of me in Street Fighter 4. So pretty cool, right? So I love Capcom. I'll always root for them. I'll always want them to succeed. But getting back to it, Capcom just is a special company to me. They have some of my favorite IP in gaming. The Street Fighter franchise, obviously, I love. Mega Man, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Monster Hunter. I'm proud of them making that series a bigger and bigger success. Onimusha from back in the day. Darkstalkers, Rival Schools. I'm a big fighting game fan, so all of the Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men vs. Street Fighter titles, I'm a big fan of. Dino Crisis. Capcom's great. Ghosts and Goblins, Final Fight. There are a lot of franchises from that company that I love. Now, if all we get is Ace Attorney stuff, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Monster Hunter Rise, Resident Evil Village, there could be something interesting in there. There's always the rumor out there coming true that Monster Hunter Rise will have this cross-promotion with Nintendo for the Legend of Zelda 35th anniversary by allowing Link's traditional green tunic to be played by your characters in Monster Hunter Rise, by fighting Zelda-themed characters, if not actual Zelda baddies in Monster Hunter Rise. So that's cool. But I'm always crossing my fingers personally that a Capcom event is going to wow us with something new, some crazy new Mega Man game, some tease that Street Fighter 6 is in development. Back when I was working for OneUp.com, I actually had the launch story of Street Fighter 4. I knew from Capcom internally for years in advance of that release that Street Fighter 4 was in development. So for that day coming, I had my article planned up, and we hit the go mark on the OneUp.com website main page, and in the forums I put my link up, boom, and I was ready for it. But Street Fighter in particular is my favorite Capcom franchise. But how awesome would it be if at E3 Capcom showed off the rumored Resident Evil game exclusively for Nintendo Switch that's coming out next year, supposedly, right? With Resident Evil 4 remake on the horizon and surely other content from them, I'm always hopeful that there's going to be a little something special. Let me know, what would you like to see from Capcom at E3? All right, finally, moving on. This is something interesting, and you might be looking at what is this? This is Y-N10, the number 10.com. This is a website honoring Hiroshi Yamauchi, former president of Nintendo, and I'm going to actually hit on because I love the sound. This is a nice beat. So Hiroshi Yamauchi's family decided to make a website, a museum of sorts, and this website scrolls diagonally, which is pretty wild, to honor the legacy of the man, of the family, and the vast majority of it is in Japanese, and you could click these tabs off to the side if you want to skip to legacy, philosophy, about, and I'll show you in a moment how you could read this in another way instead of tilting your head like this. But this is the standard view. Just wanted to give you a look at the site. Our family journey, what we're about, 1889, details. That's a lot of scrolling, so I'm just going to show you how far it goes down. Once again, you can go to y-n10.com and check out this site that will get more content in time honoring Mr. Hiroshi Yamauchi. I'm going to switch over now to the different viewing mode. Only unfortunate thing is the music goes off and like that beat was jamming, so this is what it looks like. Japan was once globally renowned for its people's quality of unique creativity teamed with a pioneering mindset. Their innovation and inventions changed the world, but that golden era has long been gone. It seems that the quality Japanese people once possessed is overshadowed by worry and fear. Hiroshi Yamauchi was the third president of Nintendo Co., Ltd. He was one of those people who possessed truly unique creativity and a pioneering mindset, along with foresight and the understanding of what users wanted. He took over his grandfather's struggling playing cards production business and single-handedly transformed it into the global entertainment and play giant that Nintendo is today. And he kept going. He never stopped striving for more. He wanted to reach more people. He dreamed, he leapt, he lived. We should all follow his example. Seeking stability only clouds your soul. Fear of failing only kills seeds of innovation. We must create a more exciting future where people feel free to dream and leap into a world of possibilities. We must create a freer future where people are eager to truly live. Drawing inspiration from Hiroshi Yamauchi's journey and achievement, we at Yamauchi Number 10 Family Office are determined to create a society that encourages people to nurture their unique creativity, pioneering mindsets, and passion, while making sure that we retain our foresight as well as understanding of users' perspectives. We're determined to help create a more exciting future for the world by investing in well-intentioned entities and by implementing our own positive actions. We dare to dream, we dare to leap, we dare to live, and we dream that you do too. So there's plenty more to see. You don't have to understand Japanese. You can read in English just as I just did. There's more for you though. I wanted to give you a little taste of the site. I think this is awesome. You know, there are plenty of people out there that, you know, once they pass on, the world will never know their story, or there's only little tidbits. And I think in the day and age of the internet and social media, if you've got family that could support you, if you have a group of friends, in this case, family and people helping with other creative aspects of the site, you could really continue the legacy. You could really share someone's journey. You know, Mr. Iwata's book, in that case, was fantastic to have that, you know, we have something of his, sadly, after he passed, but that we could continue to kind of learn and keep him close to us in a way and respect the person and find out even new things, right? So anyways, that's a cool site. Let me know what you thought of it. If you end up going to it, tell me what you think. And for that matter, what did you think of today's show? Are you excited for E3? E3 is in 4 more days. 4 more days, and we're going to get some exciting stuff all around. Whether you're into the third parties and you have a favorite company that's got their announcements coming up this weekend, Microsoft, you're excited for the Xbox presentation, or Nintendo, which you gotta wait 1 more week for. Technically 7 days away to Nintendo's, but that's very little time. We're in the final stretch. You gotta be hyped up, right? Plus, we also have Summer Games Fest this week, so really it's a fantastic time for gaming. Alright everyone, this is PGN signing out. I hope you have a good one. See you all next time. Take it easy. Bye.